Hello everyone, welcome to this webcast. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a domain controller on a Windows Server 2008 R2 server core. First of all, this machine needs to be configured with fixed IP. Therefore we're going to use a tool called scconfig. There we choose for option 8 network settings. We choose the network adapter with index number 0. Then we're going to set the network adapter IP address. It's going to be a static one. And we're going to enter the new IP address. I'm going to use the default subnet mask. The gateway is going to be 254. After this we need to set the DNS server. It's going to be the local host. We're going to install that one also. The DNS service. The service sets. We are not going to enter an alternative DNS server. To be able to manage the domain controller from externally, we're gonna enable the external network. We're gonna enable the remote management. We're gonna do that with option 4. We need to allow MMC. So we use option 1. This is enabled, and we're gonna enable the server management, remote management. Therefore is partial needed. This is now being installed. This is going to require a reboot. During the reboot I'm just gonna pause the session and I'm gonna continue when it's back up. So I'll see you in a few minutes. So now my machine has been rebooted, it is back up and running. We aren't done yet. We still have to add another feature for the configure, and we're going to configure the remote management again. And we still have to enable the allow server manager remote management. It's option 3. Now he's installing the modules needed to manage the server from a distance. So we can install the remote admin tools on another machine. We should be done in a minute. They are now enabled. When we have done this, we are done with this menu. You can configure your remote desktop, but I don't think you're going to use it. So you're going to check the date and time, because this is actually important. You can see it's okay here. I'm going to exit to command line. Now, to install a domain controller, we have to create an unattended file. To create an unattended file, we have the tools built in. So if you type this command, I'm going to show you back here. If you type this command, you get all the parameters we are going to use in the unattended file. To create the unattended file, we're going to fire up Notepad. So these are all the settings you're going to use. You can do that at your home. Notepad. I already prepared an unattended file, so I'm just going to copy paste. These are all the options I'm going to give with the unattended. I'm going to save it on a location. I'm just going to use the C drive. .txt. Okay. This should be on the C drive. Just check. Here, see the file unattended.txt. Now, we want to fire up the command to install the domain controllers. This is this command. You use a DC promo /unattended followed with a path to the unattended file. I'm gonna fire this off. I can often explain a little bit what I did in the unattended file. Unattended file, I installed the forest level, that it should be functional at the domain level 2008. There isn't yet a DNS server configured, so it's going to install this automatically now. The forest name is going to be testopia.infra. He's not going to reboot after the completion. Here we told him it's a new domain. We also installed the global catalog server on this machine, and it's a new forest. And this is a safe mode admin password. So this is going to be removed after the installation is completed. So it's now going through all the install procedures. And after these install procedures, it's going to reboot and the domain is going to be up and running. Now let me check the other clients. Okay. This is going to be the client of where I'm going to manage my server core installation. So we can already choose to install the role to manage other service. Therefore we can use the server manager, and we're going to add a feature. Features, add feature. The feature we need is a remote server administration tool. It's a role administration tool, and it's going to be this administrative center. Therefore we need supplementary requirements. It's going to install this automatically, so I can choose add required features. There we also have a DNS server on the other side. We can install DNS server tools. Next, install. Just check back to main controller. Okay, the new domain is installed. It's going to is giving a message that it's functional level of the 2008, like I specified in the forest level. So now I'm gonna restart the machine. I'm gonna use the shutdown commands. Therefore, first shutdown 0 times. I'm gonna pause for a second until the reboot is done. And here my domain controller is back up. So I'm going to log in as the Testopia administrator. And you can see we're only going to have the server call. So what are the commands I used for the installation? scconfig to configure the network card and the hostname, DC promo /?= promotion to see what all the available options were to create an unattended file. We used Notepad to create the unattended file. Then we used the command DC promo /unattended C /unattended.txt. And after that we rebooted the machine. I'm going to show you the unattended file also. In here These are the settings I gave with my domain controller. This should be sufficient for you to note it down if you hit the pause button. Okay. Now we can configure